Welcome back, my dear students. So I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of explanation, but you guys know that I repeat myself a lot. And the reason I do that is because this is a beginner's course. I know there are some seasoned developers out there. You guys know what you're doing, but this is a beginner's course. Even though we have some advanced features, I also have to, let my beginners know about this stuff. Okay. So anyway, so we are getting our handlebars function is working. We're getting some data, but we don't have the data that we need, and that's what we're gonna be doing here. So I'm gonna be showing you how to do some kind of limitations or some new features with our database, right? So I want to first build a variable here called per page, and this is gonna be how many records we want per page. I also want to build a page to detect some type of query in a request. So we're gonna send a link, and let me tell you the object. It's gonna be query, and then we're gonna have a property called page. And if it's not the page, we want to do this trick and make sure that it's page number 1. So when we create a link, and this is how the link is going to be constructed, it's going to have this question mark and then the name page, which is going to be this guy right here, and separated by the value. Okay, so this equal symbol and then the value. This is just like sending a normal get request using a link, right? And how do we get this query? By doing this. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna create a link that's gonna have that information. And in some cases, this is going to be dynamic. So we're gonna have like some type of variable in here when we send that request. Okay, and depending on what we get here, our query is gonna spit out different information. Okay, so one of the things that I want to do here is I want to make a skip. Now I'm not creating this from scratch. This is actually provided to us already. So we have this skip method that we can use. And I want to do per page times the page, okay? Minus the per page is going to give me what I want to skip on every request. Now I want to execute this before, so I'm going to put this in a parenthesis like this. Simple, okay? And make sure you have this dot right here. Let's do another one. Let's do a limit because we want to limit what we get on each page. And we want to limit the per page. That's going to be our limit. And that's it. That's what we're going to be doing there. Now we need to create another query to our database here. We want to get the count of our posts. Very important. Okay? So this is how you get it. Post count. And now we're going to just put everything inside there. Bang. And let's separate this so it looks a little bit more organized like this. So we have our categories that we want in the home page, but we also want our current page, which is going to be the page, right? But I want to do something a little bit different here. I want to make sure that this is parsed as an integer. So I'm going to enclose it in that function, JavaScript function. And then we also want our pages, okay? And I'm going to use a JavaScript again. I love using JavaScript. And we're going to round up the post count divided by the per page. And that is going to give us the pages, okay? It could be 90 pages, 100 pages, whatever, right? So if our post count is 100 divided by the per page is going to give us the page that we need. Let's take this out. So per page can be 10 divided by, let's say, 100. You get you do the math there. 90, 100 divided by 10. Okay? So good stuff. Now that we have our functionality here, we need to start working on the helper function that we are going to be building because like we said before, and if I haven't said this, I'm saying it now. We're going to build this list items dynamically from a helper function using handlebars. Just because it's this functionality that I'm going to create here is almost impossible to create using just the handlebars in the front of the code. We need some features that we have in the back to use. Okay. Um, So on the next lecture, we're going to start that, and it's going to be really fun. And I'll see you then, guys.